Hello everyone, I am back with another video for you today, and this time I have a pretty cool deck. I've kind of gone off the deep end a little bit. I'm experimenting with the Blue Marvel and Onslaught. These are cards that I really enjoy playing. They are a bit vulnerable to Enchantress, it is true. There are quite a few Enchantresses in the meta perhaps, you know, with these mid-rangey, what are they called? Stature decks and things like that, but yeah, I'll be completely honest, the deck's a little bit unoptimized, it's a little bit rough around the edges, but I really like the concept here. I think there's a very spicy idea to be explored. If you are interested in playing this yourself, I think you'll get some fun from it. But I want to talk specifically about the cards here. What are you looking at right now? What on earth is going on? Why am I playing Maria Hill? Why do I have a Super-Skrull in my deck? What am I doing? These are the questions that I want to answer. So first things first. I wanted to play Killmonger, so we've got a Killmonger in the deck. Killing Nebulas, killing one-cost cards. There's not that many decks necessarily that do run the cards, but the one-costs, I should say. But I think when you hit those with Killmonger, it really gives you a much higher chance of winning into a lot of decks. So I wanted to put that in. I've got that there. So I'm not running the Nebula. I'm running Yellowjacket as a way to play essentially a one-cost card, while also allowing that Killmonger to be enabled on turn 3 or whatever it might be. There's a bit of anti-synergy, of course, because I'm running Shanna, so I've got some one-cost cards. The Killmonger is kind of just going to be a turn 3 play in this deck that I'm going to be using to destroy Nebulas if I see them, destroy, you know, whatever, Ebony Maw, stuff like that. Not sure it's super optimal. That is already something that might not be perfect for the deck, but whatever. I've got it in there. Next, I've got Maria Hill. So the idea here is we're doing Colleen with Swarm, very powerful combo, and I want to be buffing the Colleen Swarm, or the Swarms that I play from hand, with Blue Marvel, and potentially with Onslaught, because that's a lot of free Blue Marvel value, right? When you think about it, if you Colleen the Swarm, you get many, many units to use with Blue Marvel. I've got Shanna in there as well for the Blue Marvel to put those one costs onto the board, so we're going to be able to swarm in a very efficient manner, and in a way that hopefully won't be super vulnerable to Killmonger, because the Shanna will come turn 4. I mean, obviously, if they're saving their Killmonger to the end, it's still going to hurt. But when I've got swarms, they're not vulnerable to Killmonger, so I can still get some units on the board, buff them up. Same thing with Yellowjacket, okay? So we're not vulnerable to Killmonger as much as a normal Zoo deck would be. And we have some flexibility in terms of whether we even want to go with the swarm game plan. We can play the Klaw into Onslaught as well. In theory, I'm not even sure if this combo is good enough. In all honesty, after playing the deck, I think Iron Man Onslaught would make more sense as a way to focus your strength in on one location, because Klaw, it gives you a lot of strength to the right, but then, like, what are you doing in that Klaw Onslaught location? It's not even strong enough really to win that location, and I don't know, just doesn't really feel super good in practice. So that's already something that's maybe not right about the deck. Anyway, the Maria Hill, what's the idea there? So with Colleen, sometimes it's quite hard to play it on turn 2 all the time. So I wanted to enable the Colleen on turn 3. How do we do that? Well, we want a 2-drop that we can play on turn 2 in the event that we don't want to play the Colleen on turn 2 or are not able to. So I've got Maria Hill, we can play her, get a 1-cost into hand, and on turn 3, that enables us to play the 1-cost card and the Colleen, discarding Swarm, and it just allows you to essentially be efficient in those cards early game. So I think the Maria Hill with the Colleen Wing makes a lot of sense. It also gives us that 1-drop that we can then play out, get more Blue Marvel value from. Now, I was playing Kazar at one point because we have quite a few 1-drops. I've decided to play Super-Skrull. I don't really know what I'm doing. Kazar instead of Super-Skrull would probably be better for this deck, okay? So keep that in mind. Super-Skrull, though, there are some decks that it just completely smashes up. It's great with Onslaught. It's definitely a very fun card. So that's sort of my reasoning for having it in the deck. And the Chavez is there to make Colleen Swarm a bit more consistent, in theory. So yeah, the deck's a little rough. It's maybe not perfect, but I've had a lot of fun with it. The rating I would give this is probably a tenuous 7 out of 10. Maybe it's more deserving of a 6 out of 10. It depends maybe on your meta, what you're facing up against. If there are a lot of Sarah control decks or Enchantresses, you're going to struggle, but if you're playing into a variety of things, if your Killmonger's activated, then I could definitely see this being a 7 out of 10 strength deck. But with that being said, I hope you guys will enjoy the games. I had some really fun games with this deck, some real highlight moments, so I think you'll enjoy. Stick around, see all the games, and I'm sure you won't be disappointed. But with that being said, let's jump into it. Going to be a Mindscape one. Interesting. Not super ideal, I would say. Not a super ideal location for us. Not going to be able to do any Onslaught things, but Super-Skrull might be quite valuable into Thanos here, taking away those ongoing effects of the Soul Stone and whatnot. I mean, not taking them away, but you know what I mean. I think I'll go with Maria Hill. I probably want to play it with the Yellowjacket in this spot. Giving them Onslaught's a bit dodgy, doesn't feel amazing. Oh, okay, they're going to get rid of that. Okay, that's good for me. Not amazing necessarily that my Maria Hill gets docked a point, but I guess it's okay. We can always Super-Skrull in the Quantum Realm, which I think is probably the play that I want to go for. And then just Claw Onslaught in the mid. I could also just Super-Skrull mid. Try to win the middle and the... Just try to win the middle and yeah. Maybe that's the play. I can go with a Rocket Raccoon here. I can go with Super-Skrull next turn into Claw Onslaught and hope that's enough. I mean, the Claw Onslaught play is quite strong. And if we have a presence already in Quantum Realm, then I'm hoping that'll be good enough. It feels a little bit overcommittal to the mid. I'm pretty sure we should just be playing Khazar and not Super-Skrull, to be honest, but the card's quite fun. I've not really played any Super-Skrull deck before, so it's certainly something that I'm quite interested in doing. I'm just hoping this... I mean, the scroll value is good in Washington, right? It's definitely quite good in Washington. I could also go for Shanna plus Blue Marvel Onslaught. Truth be told, that might be a better line of play in reality. Just more points overall, buff the board by 2. I mean, I could still play Super-Skrull Blue Marvel Onslaught. Maybe that's just the way. Instead of the Claw, try to actually win on the left. Maybe I'll do that. Oh! The opponent has Khazar! Oh, no way! This is so good for us. This is the absolute nuts with Super-Skrull. Okay, I mean, I should probably snap on this, no? This seems quite good for me. I think the Blue Marvel's worth it because we can definitely put up a fight in the left. It seems we're going to get more than 6 from the Blue Marvel here, right? I'm not sure if Claw's even worth it in the deck as well. I mean, this deck's a bit weird, isn't it? It's a bit of a weird one. Definitely Blue Marvel Onslaught just feels very, very powerful. Especially if you have swarms and this kind of thing going on, but definitely the doubling of Skrull is going to be nutty strong here. They might not expect me to have Onslaught. I mean, my deck is just... There's definitely an upside to this deck, you know. It's very unexpected, I think. It's kind of... People have no idea what they're playing against when you play a Maria Hill into Super-Skrull. Like, it's almost kind of quite random. And okay, they're actually just playing this one out. Not sure I agree with that from the opponent necessarily, but to be fair, if I play Onslaught here, it kind of... I don't know, it is actually winning us the right because of their Khazar. Oh my goodness. But yeah, this probably should be my own Khazar, realistically. We're going to take a nice win. The Thanos is strong, but not quite enough. What a game. Okay, very nice. Okay, let's get into another game. Maria Hill going to be in hand? I keep feeling like if I had a Nebula, I'd still be very happy to play it. That card is pretty nutty. I like the idea behind this Maria Hill. In theory, it should be quite good with the Colleen. In reality, I'm not sure how often it actually is. Hey ho, we've got Baxter Building in play. That's probably going to be good for my Claw and stuff. It's a bit of a shame that I don't have a good play on this particular turn. I guess I'll just play Electra for now to have another unit on the board which I can get value from with Blue Marvel and stuff. I might probably just play Shanna into Blue Marvel Onslaught this game. I think that's a pretty solid play. And I think I want to go with those cards in the Baxter Building just to have, you know, some to have some power in the Baxter Building. I'd really like to win that if possible, although might be difficult depending on what the opponent's doing. Did I just get a 0 from the... It's pretty bad news, all things considered. Wait, no, there's a Cosmo there. Okay, that's fine. I would have had to probably go Colleen and Mr. Fantastic and, like, just been quite a bit weaker, but no worries. Let's go Blue Marvel now. Obviously, we have to be careful about the bridge, because the opponent can always move their armor here, so that's pretty spooky. I wonder what they're playing. Is this some kind of a Zoo Dracula list? It looks to me like it is. Obviously, I'm going to play the Onslaught here. It's like really, really powerful. I'm going to move the Human Torch. Probably the Shanna as well. Keep the Electra in case they move over. Maybe I have to keep this here as well. If they move over, then they're going to have to at least win both locations, which might be difficult for them. I think this is how I want to play it. Not 100% sure if I'm winning, though. New York's a bit of a strange one. The Human Torch is great, though. Getting actual Human Torch value. It's a card I don't think I've ever played in my life. But now we can use it, thanks to our wonderful... this beautiful card. Tricky one for the opponent to figure out. I'm a bit afraid of the Dracula. It could be definitely a lot of points here. But they should probably be a bit afraid of my Onslaught, you know? It's also quite a few points. Basically, a 10-point play in the right, so we're already up to 21 over there, I believe. Gonna help out my other locations as well. They are moving armor across, that does make sense, but I think we still have the win in Baxter building. Unless they have an Infernaut, I suppose, which they're discarding. They're gonna play a Red Skull out. So, Infernaut or bust, basically, here. Yeah, Destroyer. Not gonna be good enough. We take the win in the Rickety Bridge. Nice little victory there. Here we go. I'd love to get a Colleen Swarm popping off. I've done that several times with this deck, but haven't been able to show it to you guys just yet. I think, at least. I can't even remember. My short-term memory is quite flawed. But anyway, I've got the Swarm in hand, so, you know, playing that would be great. The only issue is I have the perfect curve here with the Mr. Fantastic, the Shanna, the Blue Marvel, so I believe I will actually play the Swarm out. It's not ideal. You know, I would love to get the Colleen on this turn 2 here and then draw into, you know, one of those further cards, but not much I can do about that. Ooh, Ebony Moore 0. So if we draw a Mr. Fantastic, that would certainly give us... Sorry, if we're playing Mr. Fantastic, if we draw a Killmonger, and that would be a very solid play to make here. I actually quite like the Killmonger in the deck, and I like the no one-cost approach, I think. Gives you a much higher win percentage into a lot of decks that are relying on ones. And they're actually playing armor over there? Man, these players are greedy. No one's respecting Killmonger these days. To be fair, I don't see Killmonger very often at the moment. There's my Colleen right on time, of course. Yeah, we got to play Shanna either in the... Well, we could play it in Asgard, but I think giving Asgard up is probably wise. That being said, maybe we do need to contest this further you know, force the opponent into playing more cards there, actually. I will go with the Shanna. I'm not going to snap back. I don't feel, you know, super good right now. This is good for me. Okay, so we actually get Asgard 1, which denies the opponent some flexibility. We've got the Blue Marvel Onslaught. They've got to play a big card in the left. Now, to be fair, Taskmaster or the like might doom us here. You know, Shuri can be very, very strong in spots like these. Yeah, Taskmaster, I'm not really sure if I can ever beat Taskmaster, can I? So this honestly has to probably be a retreat. I don't have any counterplay. I've got a decent amount of value here with Mr. Fantastic, with the Onslaught, with the Blue Marvel. The Blue Marvel plays for... the Onslaught rather plays for 10 points, plus, you know, 2 on the sides, plus, I mean, it's a lot of value. But yeah, I think the safe play here is to retreat, honestly. So I will go for that. If, you know, if they hadn't played such a big card there, perhaps we could stay in, but it's what it is. Here we go. I do quite enjoy this deck. While it's a little bit, it's not maybe perfect, I feel like I could make it a little bit better, given, you know, a bit more testing. I do feel like it is a lot of fun to play. Got Maria Hill on turn 2 here. I've still not been able to do Maria Hill Colleen combo. I'm so upset about that. In the theory, it should work. I think just Colleen is a very, you know, it can be quite unreliable at times, right? You do have to draw 2 cards together early on in this deck as well, which, oh man, Yellowjacket and Crimson Cosmos is very strong, I think. I'm just going to play Mr. Fantastic. I mean, I'm always going to want to have that, I think, in New York. So I'll go for that here. The opponent has an enchantress. They don't know. They are unaware that this would be wrecking me right now. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Woo! This is what it was all for. This was this was the idea, kind of. Okay, we can go with the Yellowjacket. We play the Electra. We play the Colleen. Bada bing, bada boom. I should probably play Electra here, I guess. And Colleen as well. We want to try to get these units into Crimson Cosmos, I suppose. Okay. Swarm is online. So if we draw Blue Marvel now, that would be nice. We can go Blue Marvel, finish with Shanna, perhaps. That would be sort of the ideal. But, you know, a Klaw would also be okay. They've also played their Killmonger. This is like a control deck, but they've played their, you know, control tools very early here. We probably would be in a bit of trouble if they'd saved these. So this actually looks a bit like a Shanna into simply a Chavez, right? I'm not sure the scroll will get value. It might. I mean, they might have a Darkhawk and stuff. But I suppose in that case, we can always play the scroll instead of Chavez, right? So I think I will just play the Shanna for the time being. I want to play it in Crimson Cosmos, I believe. I'm gonna get pretty bricked up in terms of my board space here. I'm gonna snap, though. I feel like this is a good situation for us to be involved in. I guess the one upside of Skrull is if they play a Sarah, then I would have the benefit of that, and I could play both, you know, Shanna Killmonger or so. Opponents actually retreated. They retreated, but too late, apparently. Oh, that's awkward for them. Holy moly. This was, yeah, looking like a win. We'd still get 2 cubes. So after that last game, I don't want to hear any YouTube comments that say, well, this deck loses to Enchantress. This deck loses to Killmonger. Guys, you saw they had a Killmonger and an Enchantress. And what did that do? I mean, obviously, if they play that stuff at the end, yes, it can be painful. But, you know, sometimes you're going to lose games, you know? Sometimes you lose to a deck. Sometimes you lose to a card. Don't stress it. Oh, okay, guys, this is the situation. This is my dream. This is what the whole deck was built around. Snap, okay? They're not going to have any idea what's coming here. Maria Hill. Perfect. Then we can go Colleen plus the 1-drop. Perfect situation. This is the dream, okay? We have the Blue Marvel with the swarms. We have Shanna. We are... Okay, Blade... Blade actually might be really good here, to be fair, because... You know, what we can do is we can Colleen first, and then Blade. Blade might even hit Swarm and give us even more value, which would be incredible. I would be thrilled to see that. Zabu, though, might mean there's the potential, not the certainty, but the potential that the opponent may have a Killmonger, right? This could be the Sarah deck that we just played against, that kind of a style. Let's see. Can Blade discard Swarm give us another one? That would be amazing. Gonna hit Onslaught, okay, it's sad, I won't lie, it is quite sad. I might have to just play a Chavez at the end of the game instead. Maybe a Super-Skrull if that's appropriate. But for now, do we want a Shanna? I'm a bit scared of Killmonger if we do play Shanna. But to be honest, the most value we can get is going like Shanna and then Blue Marvel and then Chavez, I believe. So I think it is correct. I think it is the correct play. Even if it's vulnerable to Killmonger. We're not that vulnerable, you know? Like, we still get the 4 points on the Shanna if they do have a Killmonger. Okay, we might actually want to play Skrull here. They've got the Darkhawk. I can't really benefit that much from having my Darkhawk, my own Darkhawk, though, to be fair. Okay. There's some pretty good value. I think we want to play... Do we want to play Yellowjacket? We certainly will want to play Blue Marvel this turn. Yeah, I'm just gonna ship the Blue Marvel out here. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff going for us. Okay, we're discarding a swarm. That's actually, wait, hold up. Oh my god, that's amazing for me. The Black Bolt counter. Oh my god, guys, we had it the whole time. It was swarm. Swarm is the Black Bolt counter. Now we just get all of our swarms. This is incredible. We have 16 points on the freaking right. Oh my, the games today. Oh my goodness. And then the swarms. They're actually playing this out. They've got Enchantress. Okay, fair play. That is a good card, but they're not winning the right. And Killmonger would be nasty, but again, it doesn't hurt me too much. It only hurts me in the right location, really. There's the stature. Do we beat that? Oh, it's so close, but I think we don't quite have enough. God damn. God damn. Okay, Enchantress was painful. There you go. I guess I have to take it all back. Enchantress was painful here. Ah. I thought it was a win. It looked like a win, right? Close, but stature is pretty broken. Okay, I don't want to end on a loss, so let's play another game. I've got my swarm. We've got one combo piece. Colleen would be the dream. Murray Hill's okay as well, whatever. I'll play that here. It gives us the option to Colleen swarm if we draw it. Alternatively, ooh, actually, a bit awkward, the 0. Not a card I really want to be seeing. And there is Colleen. Okay, well. Well then, do we want to do that? I think we still want to do it, because we can always play one of the swarms out with the 0. It's still very decent for me, I think. Still a very decent situation. Okay. Tempting to snap. I mean, I've got a lot of good stuff. The problem is Zabu is indicative of potentially Enchantress, potentially other stuff, you know, Killmonger, the things that really can hurt my deck. So this deck's not super well placed in the meta. Okay, Mr. Negative. That is probably really good for me, honestly. I'm going to play a swarm here. I want to get the card draw. I really don't want the opponent to get the card draw. I will play the scroll, I believe. It's going to move to middle anyway, that's fine. Go with the snap here. I think scroll is going to be really powerful into Mr. Negative. It's going to be like Iron Man on mega steroids if they play Iron Man. And Mr. Negative shouldn't have any of the cards that punish my deck for its, you know, for the way that it works. We also even get Zabu value, apparently. Lockjaw. And Sunspot. I guess they forgot about Asteroid M. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Mr. Opponent. Okay, many options available here. I think we're just going for this Onslaught line. Just the beautiful, powerful Blue Marvel Onslaught with Swarm. Oh, this is what I envisioned when I put these cards in my deck. I envisioned great things happening. Darkhawk, okay. This is a very interesting looking... Oh, good heavens. We actually get double dinosaur Super-Skrull. The Skrull, he is super. How many cards do they even have here? Do they have everything? They actually pulled a Jubilee. So they can't play any more cards middle, so I believe I can do something like this. The value. The value. Very, very nice. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. This deck, a little bit rough around the edges, I must say, but I had a lot of fun with it. I think it's very cool, and if you do choose to play it or experiment with it, perhaps you can make it a little bit more optimized yourself. Perhaps you can change some cards around. But with that being said, subscribe as always for more videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.